Welcome to Life Coach 180, where yours truly, Coach Lopez, and I'm so excited about you can join me for this session. And so what I want to do is I want to pour into you and give you some practical tips on how to deal with stress. So there's three things we're going to be dealing with. Number one, we're going to deal with how to recognize the signs of overload. The other thing we're going to focus on is how to release stress with rest and renewal. And then the last point I want to bring home is going to be to remove the things that drain you. And so the goal of this lesson is to really help you through the whole entire process and get you focused on a life fulfilled and distressed, something that we all desire, and it is attainable. So let's begin. Today we're talking about the steps to release stress. Let's be honest, do you feel overloaded? You see, life can weigh us down. The busier we are, the more our brains light up with stress signals that spread toxins, making us feel anxious and overwhelmed. Overload doesn't just stay in the mind, it impacts the body too. Constricting blood vessels, raising blood pressure, and depriving us of oxygen. Whether it's deadlines or coworkers, friends, classmates, or even procrastination, overload steals our peace. But see, there's hope for you. You can fight back by giving your brain a break. And this is what it's all about. It's to pull practical tools that will help you give your brain that necessary break it needs. So the first one we're going to look at is recognize the signs of overload. Can you recognize those? See, stress doesn't sneak in quietly. It leaves signals. Notice your thoughts, emotions, and even your physical sensations. Are you short-tempered? Forgetful? Are you feeling drained? Pay attention to how you react, even how you breathe. Awareness is the first step to change, but be alert. This is what the Word of God says. Be sober-minded. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. He's after you. He's after me. You see, this verse calls us to pay attention, not just spiritually, but mentally and emotionally. Recognize when you're overloaded. This is a part of staying sober-minded. This is a part of staying vigilant. You see, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. You've got to protect this. This is Proverbs 4:23. I want you to think about it. You've got to guard your heart, which means noticing when your emotions and your thoughts and your stress levels are draining you. Now, what I want to do is I want to break down the story with you. And this is Martha, and you probably heard the story before. Martha and her sister Mary. And I want you to see the contrast. So this is 10:38 verse 42 in Luke. You see, Martha became worried and upset about many things while preparing for Jesus. So she was in that what you call doing state. Her stress showed up in her attitude. She snapped at her sister and even questioned Jesus. Does he even care about me? She didn't recognize the signals of overload until Jesus gently pointed it out. Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. You see, the story illustrates how unchecked busyness can make us irritable. Have you been feeling that way lately? Have you been feeling distracted and anxious? Jesus invites us, like Mary, to pause and choose what truly matters. Just like Martha, we sometimes don't realize how stress shows up in our reactions until someone or the Spirit points it out, or even until we hurt someone. You've got to recognize the signs. This is the first step to shifting from overload to peace in Christ. Here's the second thing I want you to look at. Release stress with rest and renewal, something that can be difficult with our busy schedule. Your brain craves moments of restoration. Take time to even just a few minutes to pause and nurture yourself. Rest isn't wasted time. It's a reset button for your health and focus. The word says, "Come to me all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Matthew 11:28. Jesus offers us rest not just for our bodies, but for our souls. Renewal happens when we step away from the chaos and step into his presence. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. This is Psalms 23, verse 2 and 3. God himself initiates rest. Renewal is his gift. Either you rest voluntarily or he'll make you rest. I want us to look at the story, Jesus calming the storm. This is Mark 4:35, verse 41. After a long day of teaching, Jesus and his disciples got into a boat to cross the lake. While a fierce storm arose and the disciples panicked, Jesus was asleep on a cushion in the stern of the boat. And when they woke, they were terrified and they woke him up. He rose and he rebuked the wind and the waves. And what did he say? He said, "Peace, be still." And immediately the storm calmed. So here's the connection I want you guys to walk away with. Number one, Jesus modeled rest in the middle of chaos. He trusted the Father enough to sleep even when circumstances were out of his control. That's what he wants from us. In the middle of chaos, it's for us to trust that he still has it. His calm presence restored strength, allowed him to bring peace not only to himself, but to his disciples. You influence the way you react around others. If you panic, they panic. You see, the story reminds us that pausing for renewal isn't avoidance. It's preparation for power. But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and he prayed. Luke 5:16. Just like on the boat, Jesus knew when to step away, rest, reconnect with the Father. Renewal gave him strength for ministry and clarity in storms. If Jesus, the Son of God, could rest, if he could pray, why can't we? Our moments of pausing are not wasted. They position us to face life's storm with peace and with strength. Remove the things that drain you. Sometimes the best way to recover is not to add, but to subtract. That's the best math we can do. Avoid screen time, constant notifications, and endless scrolling. They overload your brain and even more. They take and steal time away. You gotta step away from your phone and computer to give your mind room to breathe. I want to illustrate this with Moses and how overloaded he felt. And see if you guys can make that connection. It says, Moses was spending all day judging disputes among the Israelites. From morning until evening, people stood around him, waiting for decisions. This constant demand was draining him, leaving him exhausted and unable to focus on the bigger task God had given him. And that's what happens to us, that we get so consumed with things that are trivial, but we lose on God's big picture for our own lives. And sometimes it takes a Jethro, his father-in-law, to come in and sweep in to school us or counsel us. And here's the takeaway. What you're doing is not good. This is what Jethro said. You and these people who come to you will only wear yourselves out. The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it all alone. Exodus 18:17 through 18. Are you feeling that way? That you can't handle it all on your own? See, Jethro told Moses to appoint capable men over smaller groups to handle the simple cases, while Moses only handled the more difficult matters. By removing the unnecessary drains, Moses freed himself to focus on the true calling and gave space for others to step into leadership. You're going to have to learn how to delegate and let things go that are trivial, right? So you can handle the bigger things. Just like Moses, we often let our lives get drained by endless demands, distractions, or noise, like constant notifications again and endless scrolling. If we don't step back and remove what drains us, we risk burnout. But when we subtract what overwhelms us, we create margins for rest, renewal, and a focus on what truly matters. And my friend, that's what I really want for you. So I want to pull out 5 key points. These are 5 key scriptures when you're feeling overloaded. Number 1, this is Hebrews 12:1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders us and the sin that easily entangles us, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. This reminds us that not everything that hinders us is sin. It could be distractions that drain energy and focus, my friend. Here's the next one, Ecclesiastes 4:6. Better one handful of tranquility than two handfuls with toil and chasing after the wind. Sometimes having less actually brings more peace. Be comfortable in the position that you're in. Here's number 3. Matthew 11:28 verse 29. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. Jesus invites us to lay down what drains us instead and take on his lighter burden. Man, what a transaction, heavy for light. Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, and whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, and whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Instead of endless scrolling like we talked about before, we are called to filter out our focus on what is life-giving. Focus on those things that build you up. Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I'm God. Sometimes in the healthiest recovery is stepping away from the noise and allowing stillness to refresh your soul. My friend, overload is real. It affects our minds, bodies, and spirit, but God has not left us without guidance. His word reminds us to recognize the signals, release the stress through rest and renewal, and remove the drains that weigh us down. And just like Mary, we can choose what truly matters. And just like Jesus, we can step away to be refreshed. And just like Moses, we can let go of unnecessary burdens. You may not be able to control everything that comes your way. I understand that. Happens in my life. But you can choose how you respond to it. When you guard your heart, lay your burdens at Jesus' feet and make space for peace. You'll find strength for today and hope for tomorrow. Here's what I want you to remember. Rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. Renewal is not optional, it's essential. And subtraction is sometimes the most powerful way to multiply peace. My brothers and sisters, I just encourage you. Today is your day of victory. And I pray that this is an encouragement to you, for you to realize that you can do this. And God has meant for you to cross over, to let go of what burdens you, and to give it to Him. So that's my encouragement. Thank you for being part of this lesson. I hope it's been a blessing. I would love for you to comment. Drop me some comments of some things that maybe you're going through, some things that I can encourage you, some things that we can pray. Let's build a community right here. My point is that you're not alone. God has a plan for you, and then you connecting with this is not mere coincidence. It's a divine appointment. And remember, this is Life Coach 180, where we're changing for the good. You got this, my friend.